Hey, welcome back. I'm talking about stretching shoes, specifically how to do very pinpoint adjustments. I'll cover my method, why I do it this way, and most importantly, the tools I use. Important, please watch the entire video as I mention critical parts throughout, which without context are not going to make sense. A disclosure for my own financial well-being. If you do try this, you do indemnify me of any risk or damage you may cause to your own shoes. Not everyone is comfortable with doing this type of work on their own shoes, and I completely understand. I wasn't always, but through research, experimenting, and learning from experts, I gained the confidence to do it. My approach. This takes me anywhere from 2 weeks to about a month, and that's all depending on the leather and how much I want to stretch it. I'm going to start by stripping the upper. This makes the leather more receptive to nutrients, as well as lets me start with a blank canvas of clean pores to see how well they're reacting to the stress of stretching, as well as accepting conditioning oils. Saturate the upper and lining with water and solvent is the next step. I use pure orange oil. You can use whatever solvent you want, whichever one you prefer to use. This is an important step. You want to ensure that you're equally stressing and equally stretching the upper and the lining. This will get you consistent results without overstressing any one part of the shoe. Insert the fitting piece on the shoe tree in the correct location you want to stretch. Saturate the upper with water, lace the shoe, tie it very snug, but not overly snug. Let it dry overnight and then generously condition it in the morning. Let that dry 1 to 2 days, and then repeat this every 3 to 4 days for maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, depending on the results that you want, and make sure that you take stock in how much stretching you are achieving along the way. Continue repeating this until you've reached your desired result, or until you've gotten the amount of stretch that you need to make the shoe fit the way that you want. Why do I do it like that? It's important to take it slow. Once you stretch it, you cannot easily unstretch it or shrink the leather. Do small incremental changes to ensure the stretching is evenly spread out across the upper and not any one part is overly stressed. If you take a brute force approach, it's going to cause harsh stretch marks. This won't look good. It's also going to compromise the integrity of the leather. Why do I use fitting pieces? This allows me to get pinpoint accuracy. It also allows me to permanently fix that fitting piece to the lasted shoe tree, which helps me accomplish 2 more things. First, the lasted shoe tree will maintain the original shape of the shoe for the parts that I don't want to stretch, so it helps me prevent the shoe from getting distorted. The fitting piece will allow you to really target exactly what you want to stretch, and then it will allow you to attach that to the shoe tree to maintain the stretch that you've achieved. What are the tools that I'm using? I prefer using lasted shoe trees that are intended for that shoe or for that last. If that's not an option, use a shoe tree that is as close as possible and that will fill the entire shoe so that you don't inadvertently stretch or distort the rest of the shape of the shoe. I use leather scraps or fitting pieces like a tongue pad, a heel pad, arch support, things like this because they're already anatomically designed, and that saves time and effort. I also have accomplished this using scrap leather, where I will cut and skive it myself. This probably gets the best result, but it does take more time, it does take more skill and more effort, and also not everybody has access to this type of leather. All the shoes that you've seen in this video are real life demonstrations or real life pairs that I have stretched and achieved the desired result that I wanted. All of mine have been on the instep, but you can take the same concept, the same approach, and apply it to the arch, the ball of the foot, the heel, wherever you need it. I hope this helps shed light into a topic that typically only has one option, and that's using a stretching tool like this, which is more of a brute force, throw it against the wall and see what sticks. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have a different approach that works just as well for you. If you found this helpful or were captivated by my charisma and visuals, or if you even hated it, but you made it this far, please consider liking and commenting why. That'll be a huge help for me. Really mean that, and I really appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on. I'm excited to announce a number of new brands that I'll be collaborating with, as well as an upcoming video series about Ichigo Ichie, his remote bespoke program, And I plan to do a number of deep dives into Acme Shoemaker, really trying to break down the different construction types, materials, and what that value is that they deliver. Thanks to everyone who has stuck around. Thanks to those that have already bailed earlier. Sorry you didn't hear that thank you, but thanks again. We'll see you next time.